Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. It is the blackest hearted, blackest minded, blackest man on social media, signing black in and shining again, asking you to hit that share button because the message is more important than the messenger. And this is the second blackest message I may have ever recorded. The blackest message I may have ever recorded was back when I told you what the solution is for black people. I know it's not popular, but that's the solution. And I'm doing my part in conveying the message, but you're going to have to find out the truth for yourself. And that means you're going to have to do research. And right now we are an intellectually lazy people that hate to research anything, but we love to preach. So that's why we have a lot of us saying, we're not from Africa. We're the original Jews. That's another story. That being said, this message here is very important to us because, well, I've talked about it before, but people keep forgetting. We need to stop with the comparisons. I mentioned that. What you got to understand is this. Black folk, please. Number one, the Chinese are not great business people as a whole. They're all over the spectrum. The Chinese who leave China are generally the better business people. And understand also that in many places, you find a lot of Chinese that are poor. They have serious crime problems in some of their Chinatowns. They have drug addicts. They got gangs. They got prostitution. So everybody in Chinese community is not some great big business person with some big solid culture that we need to learn and hold on to. That's not the case. They're losing their culture. They got crime problems in the neighborhoods. They got crime problems in China. They just think that we're more lost than they are, and we believe it, so we tend to agree, so we act it out. But that's not the truth. Next, the Arabs are not great business people all the time. Here's the thing. The reason why the Chinese get ahead in business is that they don't compete, per se, when they can't win. Much like boxers, there are some boxers who don't fight boxers that they know can beat them because they want to have a good record. It's the same thing with the Chinese. When they see what you start off with as a black-owned business, they simply say, I will not start the same business if I cannot start off ahead of him. But what this also means is that they're going to borrow more money to get off to a start, and they owe more money. Yeah, see, their debts are something else because they have to project an image, much like black people do. It's the same thing with them. Same with the Koreans. They got to project an image. So you might see certain markers of success. Guess how much they owe? They're always owing. They don't pay it back per se. They still owe. The Arabs. You think that they're such great business people. No, they're great business people in your neighborhood because you will buy things from them. But let's be honest. You will buy alcohol from them. You will buy pork. You'll buy porn and you'll buy cigarettes. And you know what? They're going to sell them. Now, the Arab that's Muslim, which is most Arabs, he is not supposed to sell this. He still will, because whatever the white man says that he can sell, but Allah says he's not allowed to sell, he will still sell. He will obey the white man and he will not obey God. And let's also be honest, most of us will buy these vices from them. So, of course, they have a market for these things. Now, when they've done well enough and they can move into a white area and they can sell something else, then that's when they do it. But they start with you because, one, you'll buy, and number two, they'll sell anything that the white man allows them to. Forget what God says. The same thing with the Indian and the Pakistani. When they open up these shops and these stores, it's the same thing. They will sell whatever they're not supposed to sell according to their faith, but the law of the land will allow them to sell. They will do it. Absolutely. So who else do we tend to look up to? Oh, yeah, let's not stop with, them. Not at all. You see, we've already come to understand that for many of the Chinese, there is a god of money. Forget inflation. There's a god of money, and that's who they pray to. Their New Year's greeting is, I hope you get rich. So, of course, they'll do what they can to get rich, but not everybody can get rich anywhere in this world, because if everybody has it, it's no longer wealth. So what do? They'll project the image. That's what. Now, anyone darker than them, anywhere in the world is considered a market. That's the other thing you need to understand. So they can afford to at least keep up the appearances of wealth that they may or may not have because they got you as a market. In Malaysia, it's the Malay people. They're the black folks there, and it's their own country. What's the difference between them and the Chinese? The language, the culture, the religion, and the skin color. Now, let's take Let's take the one that's at the top of the pyramid, White Zaddy. I don't have to tell you what he did to get ahead. The kidnapping, the rape, the pillaging. What is the one thing that they actually have developed on their own? Well, they've taken volatile substances and starting with gunpowder, and they have strategized on how to make use of these things in a military fashion to dominate others. They're good at weapons development. That is their talent. I know that they have it because I inherited that instinct from them. I carry some of their blood. That is true. I'm not one of them, but I carry some of their blood. They instinctively will do this at the slightest provocation. Now, not every one of them will do it, but once one of them comes up against a hostile relationship with anybody else, gets bullied or anything like that, they will start to do this. They will think of ways to militarize because they're willing to wipe out all of their enemies. They're willing to wipe out people they don't know just in case that's an enemy. And it starts at a young age. That's been their secret. And it shouldn't really be a secret. We need to stop thinking that everybody else is doing better because they are better. They're doing better because they are worse. And you have to remember that's the way this world is until somebody's willing to come along with physical force and say, we're now going to level the playing field by force of arms if we have to. Because remember, they'll use force of arms to make sure the playing field is not level and you don't win if it is. Until someone's willing to use physical force to make sure that the playing field is actually level for everybody, it will not be level for everyone because they'll make sure of that. Keep that in mind. They will pull a gun on you and say, you're going to play uphill, we're playing downhill. And in the second half of the game, when soccer teams are supposed to switch sides in case the field is uneven, they're going to turn around at the second half and pull the gun out and say, no, we already did this. And you're like, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did have the uphill ground last time. That's right. There you go, guys. That's the dirt. That's the secret. Okay, all right. Well, thanks for listening. Assalamu alaikum. Black instead of black, sign of black out, and black heterosexual male power just because they don't like it.